Main air valve assembly, and we're going to take the end caps off the main air valve assembly now. And pull the bumper out of there. And the spool. Discard the spool. Take the opposite end cap off. And pull the bumper out of there. I'm going to take a deep well socket, set it upright. Make sure the socket is big enough to push the sleeve out, but small enough to still fit in the bore of the air valve body. Inspect the main air valve assembly body. You want to inspect the machine faces. Go ahead and open up your airing kit. Set the components out so we can start reassembling the pump. First we want to take the sleeve from the main air valve, put the O-rings on it. Make sure you get each O-ring into the O-ring grooves in the sleeve. Apply a little grease to the sleeve and a little grease to the bore of the main air valve body. Grease is applied to keep the items from catching, binding, or cutting while assembling components. Press the sleeve in, pressing and twisting as it goes in, not to roll an O-ring, cut an O-ring. Don't worry about centering it. It will self-align when you put the end caps in. Next we're going to put the bumper in. Bumper has two sides. Has an X cut in one side and a protrusion on the other side. The X faces the sleeve. Take our end cap, remove the old O-rings from the end cap. And replace with new ones. And we're going to apply a little grease on each one of the O-rings. Press the end cap in. This will help self-align the sleeve. Get the 4 cap screws in. And then you want to tighten them in a cross pattern and torque to the specification called out in the service and operating manual. And then flip the unit over, install your spool. You don't want to force this in, you want to twist and wiggle the spool until it drops in. Now we're going to put our bumper. Remember, the X face of the bumper goes against the sleeve. And replace the O-rings on the end cap. Make sure you use a little grease on the O-rings before you install the end cap back into the body. Press the end cap into the body, lining up the holes. Thread the bolts in and tighten in a crossing pattern to the torque specifications called out in the service and operating manual.